Okay, we're live, so to speak.
I don't know why I got anxious about this, to be honest. It was unnecessary.
Well, and people do get like anxious about going live.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's true. I was supposed to do one on my own last week, and I chickened out. I like having somebody else to hide behind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull a card from my goddess oracle, and we'll see what we get. Inanna, embracing the shadow.
Oh, beautiful, Inanna. I've been doing a lot of that recently. Literally, yesterday was a whole day of like, right, on it.
On what? On what?
Completely embracing all the shadow aspects that I've been ignoring deeply. Because of fear of going there.
Oh my gosh.
And
so did you just go there?
And yesterday I just decided that it's time that I take ownership for this, and until I do, these patterns and cycles are just going to keep repeating themselves. And yeah, so I just went there.
Wow. What did taking ownership mean?
For me, taking ownership meant, like, even though I believe that all of these patterns of the mind that are based in fear, or there might be some rage in there, but what I was recognizing yesterday was feelings of bitterness, rage, even revenge, like horrible like thoughts I wouldn't consciously want, but that I've kind of like For me, taking ownership was about accepting that was a part of my reality in this now space, and enabling myself to look at that through my connections with people, and just accepting it as that this is a part of my now space, and rather than doing this to it, I'm just gonna look at it and say, yeah, do you know what, this is how I feel.
So what's been the benefit of that for you? Because I've been going through a lot of that with my coaching group.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember you were part of the previous round? And it was quite light and fluffy and positive. Whereas this round, we've really gone there. We've really gone there. And we are doing exactly that. We're sort of accepting, yes, this is how I feel about it.
Yeah. And really allowing unashamedly to say, yeah, do you know what? And almost channeling the essence of that raw emotion that comes with it. Like, I don't know, say if it was a feeling of bitterness, like allowing that to be felt and experienced, and then this is what I've been doing, allowing that to be experienced and expressed, but with the knowledge that that's not my total truth. And then coming back to that centered space of like feeling like I'm not just that. I'm
you can hold that, and that's part of you.
Yeah.
And you no longer need to be suppressing it, and therefore it kind of it runs you until you allow it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's the unconscious that will come and keep biting you on the arse until you like allow it. And
so I think the space that we're at with the group at the moment is that we've been going there, and we've been going there, and we've been going there, and it's like, does it ever end? And it's it's quite, the question now, I think, is how do we come out?
Yeah.
How do we reach that centered place?
This is a question I've also asked myself.
Yeah.
Time and time again, because when people have told me, like, oh, you need to just do the work, and I'm like, I've freaking been doing the work my whole life. Like, it feels like an unconscious well of
like an infinite well.
An infinite. What did I just say? Unconscious.
Unconscious.
I meant it feels like an infinite unconscious well that comes to the conscious.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does.
In some senses, it never ends.
I do feel like that, and I feel like we will always have unconscious aspects to ourselves that that will over time, and at the right time, will crop up and and that's when we need to deal with them. And then other times we'll have a period of being okay, and then there'll be a period of integration. And I'm yeah, I don't think there's a amount of time we have when we can say we're completely liberated from having a whole human experience, unless, you know, you're Eckhart Tolle and you wake up one day completely liberated.
Like, but he's still a human, he's still on this planet.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And I feel like for me, it's been about developing a practice of how I manage that when my unconscious layers are coming up, and meeting myself with a consistency about how I deal with that uncomfortable emotion. And
so how do you, what is your strategy for holding that space?
So I've been doing some work with some amazing guys who are over in Oz who are developing their own program with this, and I've kind of adapted some bits from there. But it's this idea of coming into awareness that, oh, look, my energy's I'm not feeling too great right now. What's going on? So having that space to inquire and ask. So show me what I need to see right now, and going into a bit of a meditative state with that, and just show me what I need to see, what I'm not able to see, and just seeing what comes up from there. And then whatever's coming up, I trust is meant to come up in that time, and I just work with that, and then I'll start to allow myself to embody more of that uncomfortable feeling. So I'll almost invite it in, like, but prior to that, I remind myself that, like, I'm able to hold this, like, I'm spirit, I'm whole, and it's like I'm observing and allowing at the same time.
So it's a very conscious space
and then once
holding.
I've done a period of kind of channeling out the energy that wants to come out, I will come to the other side of myself and say, okay, thank you, with love, acceptance and non-judgment, I see you. And I almost go into a space of commanding that I, as a sovereign being, I command now that these aspects with love, acceptance and non-judgment are integrated, and just allow that to settle.
I love that. Let's say that again. So you command that these aspects are integrated.
Yeah. So the first part is like identifying that I've allowed it and I accept it, and I'm not going to judge it, because I see and understand now. Something's clicked within me recently. I was having a session with my friend the other day, and she was like, this is all just programs, Annabel. Like, everything that you're experiencing is old programs that are yours to work through, but originally their source wasn't yours, you know.
I was listening to Joe Vitale yesterday, day before, saying you're either run by the programs or inspiration.
Yes, quite. And when you're noticing that it's the awareness of the program, and then you can almost disidentify it with it, and then there's inevitably no judgment, because it's a program.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've noticed that has kept me looped in programs is that identification, judgment and shame about it.
Yes.
Particularly the deep, dark, juicy ones of like bitterness and rage and jealousy and things like that. Like, yeah.
It's so appropriate that we do this. I just can't get over it. So like, she goes down into the underworld to embrace and to meet her sister, who is embodying grief, bitterness, rage, and like abortive childbirth experiences, hatred, anger, right? All the nasty bitterness.
I'm getting the tingles.
Okay. So before she goes, like, she leaves messages with people to come get her if she needs help. So she like creates that space.
That's beautiful.
She goes down and she gets stuck.
Sounds like me. I got very stuck.
Yeah, she gets stuck, and her sister hangs her on a peg and won't let her go. And so she actually has to be rescued by her other half, her lighter side, or her lover.
Wow.
And when
Who's a fox? A foxy man?
I don't know. I think that's potentially
Oh,
a rescue girl who's actually, so she's embracing the shadow in the picture.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
And so you were saying like you command it to be integrated. And I see this beautiful two-sided thing which is going on. And I don't know what the water is represented. That's pretty amazing. Kind of like,
to me, water always represents the flow of emotions. And the emotion, the energy.
Almost you were doing this kind of centering thing with your hands, which was so appropriate to the card. And like the day world and the night world being integrated, but just simply by the kind of left and right posture that you do with your hands. Like left world meets right world and is integrated. But it's the ability to go down wholeheartedly and embrace that emotion, and then invite your lighter side in to give you the strength to help you come up and hold that space and integrate it.
And actually after that, a period of that, I will once I've come out of that, I'll just be really soft and kind to myself. Like I'll be like, I love you, I bless you, I thank you. Like you know, because it's remembering our innocence, really, our divine innocence.
And you have a lovely innocent play about energy about you today.
So I think it's because I spent all day in the shadow world yesterday. That's deep, and grief came up yesterday as well, actually. I just sat with the grief yesterday, so I'm seeing that going there bravely enables lightness.
Amazing. That's a beautiful process.
And it's one that I'm developing because I want to guide others through it as well. I want to be a guide to help others, because have I been stuck in that shadow land for a long time, not really knowing what to do with it, and seeing the blocks it's creating in my life because I just didn't have the understanding or the bravery to go there. Like too much like shame to look at that as well. Like my idealized self like to project an image of that I wasn't the shadowy side. And
I noticed last time we talked that you were so in that struggle, like, you know, I need to go there, but it's not okay to go there.
I can't reveal that side of me.
And that, like, the need to put a label on it as well.
Oh gosh, I seem to
rather than go there.
I seem to love this idea of labeling myself, but I see that was actually, it was a trick of my ego in a way to kind of avoid doing. It was like a
doing the work
technique. And same with drama, like that's been a pattern that's come up a lot recently. Like dramatizing things is another distraction from me, like sharing and doing my thing. So it's been an interesting journey.
That's awesome.
Thanks
for sharing that. That's really cool. maybe we should stop there, because that's kind of such a beautiful gem. And I'm sure others will relate to that, and I can just hit stop. So thanks so much. Well, maybe you could also share, when I do put it up, if you could share like the link to the people that you've been working with or something. So it sounds like a really cool process.
They're developing it. Have you stopped recording now? No, I was gonna